Gee, they're hard to cull down in an Epsom. I've settled on the Kerry Parker trained Hope in Your Heart. Thought her first up run was terrific. The Tasmanian, the Inevitable, the run in the Theo Marks was outstanding with the right run. It's a chance, and my Oberon's going quite well. He's a real good roughie for it.
Okay, thanks, Darren. Let's get straight into the yard for Harvey Norman for all you need in furniture, bedding, electrical and technology. By the way, think about its price. Didn't change in the Everest. It did for a fraction. It came into $3.50, but straight back out to $4. It's the $4 favourite. Of course, Hawaii 5-0 was firmed into $11 from 21. And Private Eye, without even being here, firmed from 6 to 5. Work that out. Here is the Inevitable. No, My Oberon is first. Chad Schofield, Annabelle Neesham.
Well, he's got a purpose in his step. He's striding right out in the yard here. His 2 runs back have been more than acceptable. Just that he hasn't won in a while, but he had that trip to Hong Kong, and he did run second in the Doncaster in the autumn.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, Ronnie. He's walking around the yard like he owns it. It looks like he's really been screwed down too. He's tightened up a lot from his first up run, so he's taking good improvement, and I wouldn't be surprised if he runs super.
Here's the Inevitable, the tiny little The Inevitable. David Perez first, right at Randwick. John Keys is the trainer. Yeah,
it's not the size of the weapon. He's certainly an underrated horse. He's a pocket rocket and an amazing record. He won the Silver Eagle at his only other run at this track, and he's here to run well, and the marketplace has been all over him all week.
Yeah, he's another one. He walked in the enclosure. He looks great. He's walking around. He's stepping out really, really well. He's healthy in the coat and looks fit and hard, ready to go.
Number 4, Going Global, James McDonald, Chris Waller.
Yep, the parade's all over the place here, so I just haven't seen her, but she's back. She's been work in progress, ready for a peak performance now, and wouldn't be surprised if she run really well.
Yeah, she's another one that she's taking good improvement. She's third up now. She looks like she's rock hard fit, ready to go. She's got a bit of presence about her as well, walking around the enclosure.
She's a lot more settled today. She really worked herself up second up, and she was a mess by the time she got to the gates, but this is good for her.
2 Group 1 wins for Converge, both over a mile. Tim Clark rides for Gay and Adrian.
Yep, anchored by a big weight first up. Track and distance form is acceptable, presents beautifully second up, and does anyone want to bet against this stable?
Golden Mile is next, number 6. Blake Shin riding for James Cummings.
He could well have turned the corner. He's out in the mark because of the draw. He's a big chance of just striding straight across this field with any intent whatsoever.
Yeah, he looks terrific today. I think he's good to go. His last up win, I think it was a big confidence builder too after his first up effort when he had no luck. And yeah, so I think it was a huge confidence for him, but he looks terrific in the yard today.
Let's go to 7 Kerwin's Lane. Tommy Sherry, John O'Shea.
Yeah, look, he's a big chance to perform really well because he just loves the Randwick Mile, and he sets up perfectly third up.
Sorry, I haven't seen him.
Yeah, he's just about to come past you now, Corey, with those check.
Oh, yeah, here he is. No, he looks really, really good. He's another one that's really come to hand in the coat. He's still got a fraction to go, but he's definitely the big improver, Kerwin's Lane.
Right, now let's find Hope in Your Heart. She's been in here for a little while now. Number 8, Craig Williams, has the ride today. Kerry Parker is the trainer. Just walking past you there, Corey. What do you think, Duff?
Yeah, look, she's a star. She's a ripper mare by the sire of the moment, done deal. It's a month in a trial since a great first up run, and the blinkers go on. I'm happy to be with her.
She looks outstanding. She's a horse that never carries a lot of condition, but she's definitely taken big improvement out of that first run. I thought she was really strong through the line. Map's good for Craig Williams here today. She'll end up with an ideal run, probably midfield, but she looks outstanding walking through the yard.
Okay, Diamill over in the far corner. Number 9, Jason Collett, John O'Shea.
Probably needs improvement in what we've seen in 2 back. Might be better at 2,000 metres these days too.
Parading okay. He's another one that's just still not quite there yet in the coat. Just starting to get a little bit hot behind the girth.
Okay, let's find Kovalika, number 10. This is Joe Moreira and Chris Waller.
Nice tick over trial since out sprinted first up. His record over the winter speaks for itself, and a massive improver up to the mile with the Magic Man on board.
Yeah, another one that's going to get an absolute dream run from that soft gate. Looks terrific in the yard, really healthy, really fit, really...
Nugget, number 11, Damien Oliver for Kieran Maher and David Eustace.
Yeah, I think he's set up to run well. 3 weeks since a terrific first up run over 1,300 in the Theo Mark. Second up a mile deal, placed in the Doncaster in the autumn at big odds. Would have been my top pick from a better draw, actually.
Absolutely glowing in the coat. To look at, looks outstanding, really fit, really been screwed down for this run. Obviously only second up today, but just drawn really tricky, as Ronnie mentioned.
Pounding. Moody and Coleman. Jamie Carr in the saddle.
Like him a lot. Like him a real lot. I think he's maybe hard to line up for some here, but I just think the good form around Mr. Brightside, the timing of third up, looks like a plan. A little bit of stable confidence there. That'll do me.
When I first looked at the draws, I didn't think it was too bad, but just map's a little bit tricky for Jamie Carr. She's got a work cut out for her here. I know she's only coming on about 12, but just a little bit tricky, a little bit sticky. If she gets a good run, it's going to be really hard to hold out, but again, she's going to need to touch luck.
Communist number 13, Dylan Gibbons on for Michael Freedman.
He's the forgotten horse. He does get a good map here. Good race for 4-year-olds. He's a Group 1 winner at the track and distance as a 3-year-old, so no knock.
He's walked in with a little bit more life about him today. He last time out he walked in, I know he carries the earmuffs, but he was a little bit more sedate. He wasn't sort of a bit lacklustre walking around the enclosure, but today he's walked in with a bit of presence about him, so hopefully that turns his form around. They've done something different with him at track work.
Here's the 6th individual Group 1 winner, Madame Pomery. Karen McAvoy, Chris Waller.
Well, I just put her in just on value alone. To think she's 40 to 1 in a race like this. She finished unlucky behind Pericles first up. She's a Group 1 winner at a mile, and she's got 51.5 kilos on her back. She must go into your trifectas and first fours.
I would have loved to have seen her draw a little bit softer, where she could have had that, easy run back in behind him. First up, she was terrific. She really worked to the line well. She's probably a fraction unlucky. She was probably a bit plain last time, but I think that was because of first up effort. She took a little bit of juice out of her, but today she looks terrific, outstanding.
All right, another one for Waller, Democracy Manifest, Tyler Schiller.
Yeah, inside draw helps. Got a great ride to win the Cameron, but got barrier 1 again, and probably maps it closer from the draw, and a very popular horse.
Yeah, I thought the win there at Newcastle and the Cameron was terrific. Really strong, drawn 1, lightweight, looks outstanding in the yard.
Bill Ritchie winner, Redina, Kathy O'Hara on for Chris Waller.
Yeah, both these two horses, Democracy and Redina, just these inside draws, the punters have rallied to them. So he's an interesting horse. He's just jumped the bar every time you put it up in front of him. So very underrated horse.
Yeah, nice horse. It's drawn good, lightweight. Definitely look to win it somewhere.
Barbie's Fox, well, they've won a couple of Doncasters, the Hayes boys. They're trying to win the Epsom. Barbie's Fox, Dean Yendall.
Yeah, good old mare. She's ready for the mile now. Place chance.
Yeah, nice enough horse, parading well.
Williamsburg, Andrew Atkins for Ryan and Alexio.
Look, I thought he was very good with the blinkers last week. He loves this track and distance. I just wish it was wet at this level,
I'm the same with you, Ronnie. I thought his run last time out was terrific, ridden up on the speed. Looks to get the same sort of run here, maybe by default, leaning up on the speed. I'm with you. I thought if the track had been a little bit damp, a little bit more cut in, he would run super. I still think he can run really, really well, but just would have loved that bit of dampness about.
Political debate. Rachel King, Chris Waller.
Big ass, blinkers on, wide draw, has to go back. He's trying to get back on track and ready to win the right race. Not sure if this is the one.
He looks outstanding in the yard. His coat's glowing. He's a real good looking horse to look at. Again, the map's not going to help. Lightweight's going to help, but very hard draw.
Okay, now the situation, Newcastle's going to jump in about a minute. They're over at the gates and about to move in. Tim, what's been the latest in betting? Just a quick update and we'll come back and talk about it further.
Yeah, we have a new favourite in the Epsom Nugget, $8 into 7 today. Hoping Your Heart really solid at $7.50. Inevitable's getting a little bit soft. Money for Democracy Manifest, Converge, My Oberon and Golden Mile.
At Newcastle, well, Corey, I swapped 5 times. Yep. There were so many good-looking animals.
It was so hard. Big field. They all look really, really good, but I ended up settling on number 8, Hope in Your Heart. Terrific run last time out. Fraction unlucky, got back, weaved away through. I think it ticks all the boxes at the moment. Perfect barrier. I'm
with you. I'm with her. I love when she's a little bit fresh in the yard and she starts to get a little bit warm. That's when she races her best. So I am with Hope in Your Heart as well.
I am 8, 12, 15, 11. I'm with Hope in Your Heart. Let's she's just hard to not like. She just, she's going to put everything into a finish here. Just needs a few little run of the race things to go her way. We'll leave that to Williams. I've saved on Pounding. I think he's here to run well. 15's a good bolter here, Madame Pomery, and I'll throw in Nugget, who's just been set up perfectly for this race. No knock on a few others there. Converge, the Inevitable, Kovalik. I could go down and down. 8, 12, 15, 11. What starts favourite, Tim?
Yeah, Nugget's going to start favourite here. $7 about Nugget. It will be your favourite. Been very well back today. $8 into $7. Hope in Your Heart, really solid, but just gets out of touch. $7.50 out to 8. The Inevitable, $7.50 out to 9 today. He's starting to get soft after all the money earlier in the week. Democracy Manifest, well back, 11 into 9. Kovalika a little bit soft, 8 out to 950, pounding solid. Converge is firm today. Radina has firm today. Golden Mile and My Oberon has also firm today. So look, anything could win it. I couldn't turn you off any runner in the race. Nugget will start your favourite.
It's a great Randwick Mile. It is so open, and they're getting around to the gates. Just a few horses making their way in front of Ali over there. So let's go to Ali and she can tell us who's arrived.
Yeah, so far Going Global was one of the first to come over here with James McDonald, and she's come across well, I'd say. No issues there. Nugget, I've had a good look at with Damien Oliver. He elected not to take as long of a run up there and, really blow the cobwebs out with the canter. He's kind of come straight over here. And Nugget by name and Nugget by nature, he is particularly sort of stocky, I suppose. He's just a well-built horse. He's got a lot of substance about him, a lot of strength, and you really see that today. I'm not sure if you'll get a good look at him here behind the barriers at number 11, but he's come across well. Communist is the one who I think we could have all forgotten about. He's with the pony, and I've seen him do some really different things, I guess, when he comes over here, but the fact that he's sticking with the pony and staying nice and settled is a tick in my mind. My Oberon's another interesting one because he's a horse who in the past has probably been a little bit full of himself, and I'd say that he's quite different today in the sense that he's a lot more settled. And there's a few that I'm really keen to see, one of which is Hope in Your Heart, but she's taken a really long canter, so we won't see her, I'd imagine, for a little while. The Inevitable, the little guy from Tasmania, he's come on beautifully. He just had to clear up in the coat. When I saw him at Rosehill the other week, I had to do a double take because I remember when he was here and winning Silver Eagles and doing everything right, and while he's small in stature, he's got a lot of spunk about him, and you'll see that as he walks around here, but he's come on nicely, just starting to clean up. Converge has looked the best I've seen him in a long time. Just so much strength about him this prep, and a lot of spunk, which you'll see as he walks around here. He's walking with a lot of purpose, he really wants to be here, and now we get to see Hope in Your Heart, who has settled beautifully now that she's got out here. You can see the dapples over her hind. I know Corey and Shani both had her on top, and I can see why, but she's just that kind of mare. She's really spunky in the yard, but when she gets behind the barriers, she knows her job and she knows what she's here to do. Geez, I could talk about all of them all day. Madame Pomeroy, I think, has come on beautiful. She looked fantastic first up, and she hasn't backed off at all. If anything, she's just come on and improved. And Golden Mile, is he another one who we've forgotten about? Perhaps. He's just always a really professional horse. We thought maybe everything had been derailed with that incident at Rosehill, but then he came back and won dominantly, which has given him that confidence boost back, and you see it in the way that he walks around here today. He's certainly feeling well within himself, and there you'll see Democracy Manifest really clearly, which is nice to see as well, and I've got no faults on him. So guys, we haven't really started loading here yet, but a really great group of horses, and all across in nice order. Yeah,
it's a great open Epsom. It's a great open Randwick Mile. Wouldn't Corey Brown like to turn back the clock? 20 years ago today, you won on Clangalang. 20 years, can you believe it?
20 years ago today, I cannot believe it. Still, it was my best day, I think, ever on a race course. The 3 Group 1 wins, I rode 4 on the day, but to ride 3 Group 1 wins on a day is pretty special.
Yeah, it just kept happening for you. Here they come, rightio. Tell us about the top of the market now, and what have they backed late, Tim?
Yeah, still $7 Nugget. Hope in Your Heart, $8 back into $7.50. The Inevitable third pick there at $9. Late money for Communist. Ali mentioned it behind the gates, 26 into 16 the last minute or so.
Oh, it really is springtime in Sydney. It's a beautiful warm day, and the crowds come out to watch straight racing here. We'll be across that Rosehill next week and back here for the Tab Everest in a fortnight at this very racecourse. Well, it is a great field, so open. It's a typical Epsom.
It certainly is, and lots of different angles here. I'm just hearing Corey reminiscing. He wanted to make a comeback watching a few of the rides on replays earlier.
Yes. Maybe there'll be a late replacement. Although his biggest moment today was at 3:30 when he met Havana Brown. Not related.
Just going over the photos
Here
now.
They go, 2 out for the Epsom. We've got the odds-on favourite Just Fine to come up in the Metropolitan, which follows this. But we're at the famous Randwick Mile for a famous race, as Rachel King brings up political debate to complete the line for the Tab Epsom.
And they're locked and loaded. There's the light. The Tab Epsom field about to be let loose. Here we go. They're off and racing. Kovalika didn't jump well, nor did Kerwin's Lane. Golden Mile was sharp into stride and is going to lead from Radina and Williamsburg, followed by Barbie's Fox. Converge not in the hunt early. Going Global's going forward, together with Pounding Deep out on the outside of Communist. Further back to Diamond and Converge caught deep. Democracy Manifest midfield from the Inevitable, and Nugget caught a little bit deep. They're followed further back by Kovalika on the rails from Kerwin's Lane. Madame Pomeroy settles well back in the field, together with Hope in Your Heart. She might be caught a bit wide there going into the first bend, and well back is My Oberon on the outside of Political Debate. So Golden Mile leads them up down the side in the hands of Blake Shin narrowly from Williamsburg. Radina gets a great run, third on the rails, and going forward now is Nugget. Oliver couldn't get in, so he said let's go, and the favourite Nugget now moves up on the outside of Golden Mile, a long way from home. 2 lengths to Williamsburg third, followed by Radina staying put on the rails from Going Global the outside. 2 lengths then to Communist, followed by Barbie's Fox pounding out deep. Hope in Your Heart being scrubbed up by Williams, trying to get into it as they come around the home corner now, and Golden Mile comes back on Nugget. Golden Mile a length and a half on Nugget, followed by Williamsburg. Radina getting a gap, further back to Kovalika working into the clear. Hope in Your Heart coming down the outside together with Mo Oberon, but Golden Mile has a good lead inside the 150. Golden Mile 2 in front. Radina, Democracy Manifest charging home. Golden Mile in front from Radina. Kovalika wide out. Radina just won it, I'd say, from Kovalika. Golden Mile. Then came Barbie's Fox, Democracy Manifest, the Inevitable, and wide out Hope in Your Heart with My Oberon. Further back to Williamsburg, Diamond, Pounding, Converge. Nugget weakened out from Going Global. Further back to Communist, Political Debate, Kerwin's Lane, and Madame Pomeroy.
Radina is going to win the Epsom for Chris Waller and Kathy O'Hara. Number 17, Radina, will hold out the stablemate Kovalika wide out. You can't see his nose. Golden Mile. Blake Shin slowed them down in the mid stages and he tried to get away. But Radina's grabbed him and held off Kovalika. Radina first, Kathy O'Hara, her third career Group 1. Chris Waller, it keeps rolling, 152 career Group 1s, and another Epsom to make it 5.
Well, there's a photo for the wall for Kathy, that's for sure, beating the Magic Man with a beautiful ride in the big Group 1 Epsom there. The barrier made the difference. She rode him just behind the speed. There was no intent from anyone. Blake, she nearly pulled their pants down and would have won that race if Nugget didn't bolt mid-race there. So a marvellous race. This horse is just so underrated, and he just keeps jumping the bar and improving. All honours to him. He's back on business now, Kovalika. He's only second up here with a lot more to come. And Initiative nearly got the Golden Mile home. He was just unfortunate of that mid-race move.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, Ronnie. Blake Shinley stole that on Golden Mile. He just held up. Once he got to the front, he just controlled that race to perfection. And I'm glad Kathy sort of stuck onto his back, and then he was left standing a little bit when they first took off. But just a full credit to Kathy. Great ride. I'm absolutely wrapped for her because she's had a couple of unlucky stories the last few months, and just good to see her get home in a Group 1.
Okay, well, Kathy O'Hara, she won a Coolmore on Of Course I Can, and Single Gaze, won a Vinery. They've been a 2, and this is number 3, and she'll come back. Of course, Charlie is foreman at the Waller camp, and here she is winning a Group 1 for Chris Waller. And he's won another big mile at Randwick. We'll have to do the figures on Chris Waller's mile Group 1s at Randwick. When you take them all into account, it's quite special. It's quite remarkable. Radina has won the Group 1 Epsom. Horse number 17. Kathy O'Hara, Group win, won number 3. Number 3 in a career. And Radina, who maybe went to Brisbane and came back a different horse because he's won a Gunsynd and now a Bill Ritchie. Don't want to miss this. We don't want to miss this. Although he mightn't be able to get to Kathy until he weighs in. A special moment for your stable, Chris. Well done.
Very special for Kathy and Charlie, and yeah, that's just, it's fitting results. Simple as that.
Well, you were here at the Bill Ritchie, 2 weeks ago, and you were humming and ahhing whether to come back here or not.
Yeah, he was always set for the race after Queensland, but yeah, just things got away on us, and he was only having his first up run 2 weeks ago, but Kathy did a great job on that day, and he gets into the race with a nice light weight and a nice draw again today, and she's an amazing horse person. She lives for her horses, and Charlie's obviously great too.
Yeah, they've been great. Charlie's been fantastic to you. He's been your right-hand man. And, of course, they're looking after Nature Strip these days, aren't they?
They are. They had him here looking terrific, and Kathy was out shampooing Nature Strip and getting him looking right for today, then gets in the car, throws the silks on, and rides a Group 1 winner. Pretty fitting.
Yeah, she's there for you a lot. Well, this horse has come a long way. A Gunsynd to a Bill Ritchie to an Epsom.
Most unassuming horse. Yeah, it's like a kid's pony. He's so quiet, and yeah, he's become a stable pet pretty quickly.
Yeah, I reckon you might have helped Max and Neil pay for their slot too.
They might want him now.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Well done, Chris. 152 Group 1 victories and 5 Epsoms for the stable. We'll bring you Kathy and Charlie in a moment.
I'd say it was pretty much a carbon copy of last time, and he was good enough to do his thing, and he put his head down when it counted.
What about they went slow mid-race, Golden Mile you thought was going to steal it when he topped the rise?
Yeah, look, when they Oliver come around at the half mile, I was pretty happy that they put a bit more tempo on, because I thought they could leave mine a bit flat-footed here, but I was delighted to see a bit of tempo go in the race, and then he was good late.
What were your thoughts through the line as Joe was getting the outside?
I didn't know. I was looking down, and I just head down, bum up, trying to just go. I looked across, and then I could hear the camera above, and then it stopped, and I kept going, and I was like, that's not good. But I was delighted to see my number in the frame.
Well done, well deserved.
Thank you.
The Everest 2 weeks away, you've picked up an Epsom on the way.
I just warming up, son. Yeah, a lot of luck, and Chris had a lot of runners today. Beautiful ride by Kathy, proven last start. Over the moon, mate.
What a great thrill to win one of the famous miles here, Max.
Mate, a mile at Randwick is something else, isn't it, mate? Yeah, very, very proud, very happy. Neil's not here. I'll take all the raps.
Yeah, you on your own. He's come a long way.
Has he come along? We bred it. Neil and I bred it. Mick Malone from ex-Kitchener Hills, but Mick had a lot to do with the horse. He's a champion man, and got a lot of respect for what he and his wife Pauline have done to get us to where we are today. And accolades go to the farm and go to Mick and Pauline.
So you guys race Weena?
We do.
Yeah.
It's in our breeding stock, and happy days.
And one of the last Redute's choice, I would imagine.
Well, apparently. Don't say too much.
Keeps going, mate.
Yes, keeps going, son.
And of course, 2 weeks away, Max, from the Everest. He had a day out today, Private Eye.
Exciting, mate. Bloody exciting. I can't tell you how professional that mob is.
Yeah.
Joe and Jamie, I said the other day, I just think they're a high standard for service and support for syndicators. Their gang must be getting great accolades. Historically, they've just consistently good communicators.
And they've had a big day today with the other horse.
Fantastic.
It might be your big danger.
Yeah, mate, I'm a knockabout, mate. We'll do our best. We were there on the day.
You don't want to put Redina in the slot, do you?
Well, Neil joked about it a few weeks ago. At 700, you could.
Yeah, why not?
Why not?
Well done, mate.
Okay, mate.